Hello out there, everyone. Today we're going to look at this wonderful Arrow video 4K Blu-ray release of Witness, starring Harrison Ford and directed, of course, by Peter Weir. Now, I'm a huge Peter Weir fan. I love his work dating back to Picnic at Hanging Rock. Of course, once he did this film, which incidentally was his first movie made in the West, he followed that up with one of my favorites of his as well, Dead Poets Society, Fearless, and I want to say also Master and Commander. He's a terrific filmmaker and one that I have always had a great amount of respect for as a craftsman in this industry. Now, this of course is a classic example of show, don't tell. What I love about this movie is that much of the acting relies on gestures and just looks and basic scenarios. There's not a whole lot of dialogue that it relies on, which I find refreshing because it again allows for someone as talented as Harrison Ford to really show that. Kelly McGillis is also in this film, does a terrific job. I would argue one of her best performances, as is a very young Lucas Haas and Danny Glover, I believe. Viggo Mortensen has a small part in it, incidentally. Now, this film was shot in and around Intercourse, Pennsylvania, which of course has its own, interesting backstory. The Amish country in and around Lancaster. I love their sense of humor. They've got towns like Blue Ball, Intercourse, Bird in Hand. It's definitely rather interesting. And there's a train to paradise over in that area as well that I highly recommend taking. Paradise, Pennsylvania, that is. So, but again, this movie I'm a big fan of. I've seen it numerous times, and the release by Arrow is nothing short of just outstanding. It's now the PQ and AQ are not otherworldly. I would say that the PQ in particular is solid, but not as good as I had hoped. I think the audio is pretty terrific. And I know this score gets a lot of flack because, of course, it's this 80s synth score, and movies back in that era tended to use that perhaps more than they should have. I can think also of the film Hoosiers, of all things, that was set in the, I want to say in the 50s, and it perhaps the 60s. But in any case, I thought that was rather incongruous. I think for this film, it still works. But if I'm able to get this disc out, I'll show you the contents. It's just a tight fit. There you go. It's got this great booklet filled with essays and production stills. It has this wonderful hard bound slipcase or slipbox, and features some lobby cards that are all rather interesting. And lastly, it features this wonderful new poster art, which I find, unlike a lot of these newly commissioned posters, I think that this one really hits the nail on the head. I think that it's a great example of how you can do it right. Here it is. So, again, huge fan of the film. I think Arrow did a great job. There's some terrific supplemental features in here, including an interview with the cinematographer John Seal, who's one of the best, and also features audio commentary. And again, just is a worthwhile pickup for anyone who's a fan of the film. It's never looked better, and this collector's edition is absolutely worth a pickup. So on that note, please do take care out there, everyone. Stay safe, be kind, and by all means, keep watching good cinema.